morning.
Oh, good
Thank
morning.
you so much for coming.
You're
This has
very
been
welcome.
An absolute nightmare.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
As I'm driving, it was kind of ticking, but I literally live just down that way.
Yeah.
And so I said, well, let me just try and get it home, and then we'll see what we can do.
Did it like lock on you here?
It did. So it was like ticking and ticking and ticking, and then I heard a pop. The car completely shut off, and it said brakes. I mean, I can turn it on and see what it says. Something about brakes.
Yeah.
Go to the dealership or something to that effect.
Okay. Have you had any problems like prior to that? Like driving it wise? Like nothing? It just like all of a sudden happened?
Literally, it says, oh God, is that bad?
Oh no, I was just smelling it.
I know, is that bad? Does it smell
It
bad?
doesn't smell bad, no.
Okay.
Sorry.
And just worried. And I drove through the first intersection, this second intersection, and once I got through the second intersection, the ticking got louder, and then it just stopped.
So when you try to start it, what does it do?
You want me to do it?
Yes, please. You're pretty full on oil. You're about a quart and a half over, I would say.
Okay. It does that. Oh. It's never done that before.
It does sound almost like your motor's locking itself up. I'm gonna try to turn the harmonic balancer, the crankshaft, by hand and see.
What's that? Is that? I
So
don't know anything about cars.
I understand. So elaboration a little bit. So like in my mind, everything that I'm getting from you, from the low oil pressure to the sound that I heard from the story that you told me, it almost sounded like your timing chain failed, like your timing chain possibly fell off, broke off, in that scenario, to where if your oil pump, if your harmonic balancer is not turning, your oil pump's not going to be working, because that's what turns the oil pump, is that harmonic balancer spinning. And so if it's not pumping, no oil is going to go to the top of the engine, and then, or if your oil pump just fails in period, then no oil will get to the top of the engine, and then you'll hear a bunch of ticking and rattling, because that's a bunch of rockers, camshafts, everyth's being lubricated, and then all of a sudden it's not. You know what I mean? So it's just straight metal on metal. When you hear engines running, there's lubrication flowing heavily through there. You know what I mean? So that oil is incredibly critical when it comes to the engine. So if it's not pumping it up there, yeah, you can blow. Man, it'll only take a moment. It'll only take a moment to blow one of those valve adjusters, rockers, lifters, even. And if your timing chain fails, this is an internal motor, internal engine, meaning the valves on the engine, it's on the cylinder head itself, go inside the combustion chamber. So when your piston goes up, if it's out of time, they're going to hit each other. And that's a piston against a tiny little valve. So it's definitely going to break the valve. I mean, it'll damage the piston too, but.
So is that? I mean, obviously everything's fixable, but
yeah, everything's, well, in that case,
how bad is that?
So if that happened, then you would need a rebuild on an engine, or a new engine itself. But I mean, I don't want to fear you with that. Let's take it through the process first and make sure. Yeah, I don't want to fear you with that, because if it's something else, then you know, all that was just for fright. This is your valve cover, so once I remove this, you'll see the head of the engine. Those rockers and stuff I was telling you about will be all right there.
Okay, so before you do that,
yeah,
I don't have any cash on me, and I don't have cash out.
Oh, I understand. Yeah.
How much is? I mean, I can walk to the ATM and.
Well,
how much just to look at it and tell me what's happening?
Here's the deal. If it's how I'm thinking, if I open that and it's all broken inside, I'm going to give you a hug and walk away, and then we're gonna call it good.
Because the way I found you, my son saw you on TikTok.
Yeah.
And so he's like, Mom, this guy's got the most amazing hair. He wants to grow his hair out. So.
And look, I put it all in a ponytail there.
I know. So I was like, he was like, Mom, he's got the most amazing hair. I want to grow it out. Because I saw him. I was like, you need your hair cut. And he was like, no, you got to see this guy. I'm growing my hair out like this.
That's awesome.
So it's ironic that he sent me a video of you.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, God, let me see if I can find him and see if he'll come look at the car.
Yeah. So, and people are like telling me you should start like a donation page. So that's something I'm definitely considering as well. You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
just having a big old pot for people to donate. So like, you know, in situations like this, yeah, because I mean, man, I hear a lot of sad stories, and I try to be a positive guy, but when you hear like 3 or 4 sad stories, and then you're like, it's messing with you. Yeah. So, yeah.
And we've all got a story.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Everyone has a story. It's just whether or not you can rise above it.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
So,
yeah, word to that. I'll give you a pound to that, for sure.
Here's the moment of truth.
So I'm just gonna turn that crankshaft.
Wow, I thought like timing chains were, you know, like the golden child on.
Oh yeah, that's what this bad boy is right here. Yeah. It can assume it can look tight, then you turn it and the thing will just flop. Let me change my glove real quick. Oh dang, this thing was broken for a while. Oh yeah, nice slide.
Cold drink?
I would love one. Yeah, it's getting
Like
hot
those
out here.
LaCroix lime flavored fizzy water thing?
Yeah, sure. I'll take one. Absolutely, man. I appreciate it. My name's Matt, by the way.
Hi, Matt. I'm Terry Boyne.
Oh, nice to meet you, buddy.
Meet you too.
Nice. All right, I'm on it. No. Let's try to take it back.
For you?
Sure, man. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's locked up.
What's that mean?
Let me try to turn it so I can show you instead of tell you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, buddy.
You're welcome.
Thanks a lot, man.
If you decide
Been a
you
long
want
way.
one,
Thank you.
you know where we're at.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Kind of tastes like alcohol, sort of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've never had this before.
I've not either, but it's fizzy water, they said.
It's cold.
It's cold and liquid. That's right. That's right.
There we go. Now I can show you.
What's that mean?
I'm guessing that the chain broke and got stuck inside there because I can't, obviously it's on a little gear so I can't pull it up.
Right, right.
But on this sprocket I can take it completely off that sprocket, put it back.
Is it supposed to do that?
Oh no, yeah, it's supposed to be tight. See, that's why I had to turn it back because it was locked up forward so I couldn't tell. It looked like that chain was tighter than ever. And so, which is supposed to be tight.
So how much, so can you replace just the chain? Or is that a whole engine?
Well, what, so?
I don't mean you personally, I mean like
No, I
generally
can do it, absolutely. But here's the deal. You will have to take the proper steps from this position, from this moment, because like I said, this is an interference motor. So I would have to make sure that none of those valves got damaged inside the
so there's
combustion
still potentially
chamber.
more,
Yeah, there's still more of a diagnostics
well,
to do.
potentially more damage.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Best case scenario is the chain failed and the motor locked on you at that moment.
What are we looking at money-wise?
That's a good
is it
question.
super expensive?
It is expensive, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, like everything, yeah, it's pretty expensive because... Would you like me to tell him?
Yes, please.
All right. Hey, what's up, man? It's Matt here.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up, buddy? So, as unfortunate as it is, it looks like it's timing chain failure. So it's not all broken to bits inside, like I'm sure how you've seen in my other videos, but I mean, so there's still like potential to this motor, but we would have to definitely check these valves and make sure that they're not bent or anything like that. But it's for sure a timing issue. The motor was locked forward, so I drew it back, which, you know, it's frowned upon, but it was the only thing I could do. Yeah. So I had to draw it back, and then yeah, I exposed that chain, and it's I'm assuming it's broken. I don't think that the tensioner failed on it and then it went out that way, just because how loose it is. I can take it all the way off of the intake sprocket, the phaser. Yeah. But it was great talking. It was great talking to you, man. I'm gonna give you back to your mom.
Absolutely, love the videos, man. Thank you.
I appreciate it, man.
Hey,
I can boroscope down these tube seals after I take the spark plugs out, and I can
I mean, I don't want you to do any more than.
check your valves that way.
I mean, and I know you said you had other appointments. I appreciate.
Yeah.
He had other appointments, and he came out here first because it was such a cluster. Like, I mean. How did you?
Well, here's the deal. It was great to meet you.
Thank you so much. I
Absolutely.
really do appreciate
Just
you.
let me know what you need or what you figure out. The more she was explaining it to me, literally, like, the more it was just like,